Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for another positive spin. Today we're going to be talking about the much hated, actually undeservedly so, Halloween Ends. I saw this in the movie theater when it came out with my wife, and I absolutely loved it. I've watched it probably, this video is going to be coming out in October. I'm actually recording this in early February, and I've already watched it like 6 times since it came out on video. I just love this film. I think it's a masterpiece. I know a lot of people seem to have a lot of problems with this film. I'm going to address some of them, but I'm mostly going to tell you what I like about the film and how I think this film is a freaking masterpiece. Let's put a positive spin on Halloween Ends. First of all, I love the opening song. It kind of sets, actually, the entire score for the film. Both the songs that they've used from other people and, of course, John Carpenter's score are fantastic. The opening sequence, and I'm going to get into spoiler territory here because I'm going to be talking about some of the things that people don't like about the film and how I think they're unwarranted. The sequence with Corey is both shocking and oddly satisfying. I was kind of wondering whether I should actually put that there, whether it's oddly satisfying, but man, that kid is a jerk. Not that I really wanted him to die, but it was kind of satisfying, I'm not going to lie. The homage to John Carpenter's The Thing, because they're watching The Thing on television. I love the house that is in the beginning, and of course, throughout the film. It's a beautiful house. Seems like a waste that they don't really, no one really lives in it. But I guess I understand if something bad happened there and so on and so forth. The explanation of what happened to the town is plausible in my opinion, because that's what happens when bad things happen. And the whole thing about, why is Jamie Lee Curtis a Betty Crocker girl now? She actually explains that in the film. Not all people want to live with anger and fear and trauma for the rest of their life. Some people actually get up, go to the therapist, and do something positive. How about that? And yes, I'm being sarcastic. I like the relationship between Corey and his mom's boyfriend. That's a very small part in the film, but I think it's important because it shows that even though bad things happen, there is someone still pulling for him. And, Jamie Lee Curtis pulls for him for a while, and of course he finds love with Allison, so interesting. This is kind of a stupid little thing, but I'm going to put it in here anyway. He drank a chocolate soldier. Now, of course, it's easy to nitpick on that because chocolate soldier hasn't been around for years, but I used to drink that when I was younger, and I just thought it was neat to see that in the film. I like how Laurie comes to his defense. I think in some ways she is to blame for some of Corey's activity, of course, because she gets him to fight back. Not that there's anything wrong with fighting back, but destruction of property is probably not something that's going to win him any friends. But I do think it's very satisfying. I like the romance between Corey and Allison. A lot of people have a problem with that. I don't. I think it's perfect. I like the people who harass Laurie because it's just another reminder of what's happened to the town and how they hold her responsible. Unwarranted, too, because they said she teased a mentally ill person and he went off and started killing people. That's actually not what happened. So it's funny how a lot of people get it wrong. And I think a lot of people's problem with this film is it holds a mirror up to their face and they don't like it. Just like in Halloween Kills. Evil Dies Tonight. That's the whole thing is being canceled. And, all the protests and everything like that. People don't like to have a mirror held up to their face to see how they act. I honestly believe that. The truth is very unnerving sometimes. Of course, I like that Lindsay is still a part of this. I've kind of got a thing for Kyle Richards. I'm not going to lie. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. So, yeah, little thing. When Michael is looking at Laurie at her house, kind of is very reminiscent, of course, of the original Halloween. Roger's story is awesome when he talks about how Corey is a good kid, but now he's going down a dark path. Laurie's speech to Corey when she is rocking back and forth in the chair is very suspenseful in its own right, and I think it's interesting because you see the dynamic change between Laurie and Corey, so it's pretty cool. The torch kill is just amazing when Corey starts getting the kids back for harassing him. I like that Diana Prince is in this. The score, once again, is amazing. The final battle is so cool between Laurie and Michael. Of course, everybody wanted that for 2 hours, but to me, that would be boring. And the end song is epic, going back to Don't Fear the Reaper. Now, the reason why I was kind of rushing through these is because I don't understand the hate for this film. I really don't. It's almost like Michael passing a torch. And as a Halloween fan, and a lot of us are Halloween fanboys, Michael Myers fanboys, wouldn't it be your ultimate fanboy experience to actually team up with Michael Myers? And actually, that's something that Joe said to me. That's not something that I came up with. When he said that to me, it resonated really well because I kind of felt the same way. I mean, not that you want to go out and kill people, but that, the whole experience of being teamed up with Michael Myers. The last one is going to be a bit of a look. I'm a Halloween Ends fan. I think it's a masterpiece. Joe and I are going to do a ranking of the Halloween films, and I think this is an absolute masterpiece. But I just, I don't get the hate for this, and I don't get the constant fanboy rants that go on and on about how Michael Myers is an old man. He's a pathetic old man. How can he be like that and living in a sewer? Everybody makes jokes about it, and they're cringeworthy. They absolutely are cringeworthy. Look, when they decided to put on this trilogy, they changed the rules. If I have to live with it, you have to live with it. Or else just don't watch the trilogy. Look, when they first announced that this was happening and that Michael and Laurie weren't brother and sister, that's something that I had to live with and something that I had to wrap my head around, right? Before I went to see Halloween 2018. I had no choice. That's the direction they were going. This is a direct sequel to Halloween. Well, the fanboys have to wrap their head around it too. And if you don't like it, don't watch the trilogy. But don't sit there and make stupid comments about how Michael is supposed to be immortal. No, he's not. Just like I had to wrap my head around the fact that they changed them being brother and sister, they also changed the fact that he's just a normal guy. This dude is like 60-some years old. And he got the absolute crap beat out of him in Halloween Kills. Almost beat to death by the townspeople. What do you think's going to happen? That's why I think the story is absolutely plausible. You cannot sit there and say, oh, he's supposed to be immortal. No, that's not in this timeline. And that's what I don't think people get. People claim to be Halloween fans. And I think it's really funny. I've watched so many rants. And I hear people going right down the line. Halloween was a masterpiece. Halloween 2 had pacing problems, which I will also say it does have pacing problems, but I absolutely love it. Halloween 3 is garbage. Halloween 4 is okay. Halloween 5 sucks. Halloween 6 sucks. Halloween 7, I liked it. Halloween 8, and the rest of them suck. How are you a fucking Halloween fan if you think that all the sequels suck. I just don't get it. I don't get it, and let me calm down here. I like all the movies in the Halloween franchise. Yes, I like some more than others. Resurrection isn't my favorite. But when people start going around and making rant videos about Resurrection, and then starting their videos out that Resurrection is a masterpiece compared to this turd, it's you have no credibility. If I like a movie, I'm going to tell you I like it, and I'm going to tell you why I like it. If you're going to tell me you don't like a movie and invent a bunch of reasons that don't make a difference, you have no credibility. I watched rant after rant. None of these people have credibility. It's okay not to like the film, that's fine. But if you're going to sit there and state reasons that don't matter, that aren't part of the timeline, then you're an idiot. And you shouldn't be watching Halloween in the first place. Don't watch the trilogy if you don't like what they did with it. Don't watch it. Why did you go to see 2018? You know that they changed the timeline. 2018 was a direct sequel to Halloween. I'm going to say it for the last time. I had to wrap my head around the fact that Laurie and Michael weren't brother and sister. So you have to wrap your head around the fact that he's not immortal. That he's not all-powerful and evil personified. It's just ridiculous. I mean, come on. Aren't people smarter than this? I'll be the first one to tell you that all these people that do rants about Halloween aren't smart enough to get the film. And yes, I'm talking to all of you people. You aren't smart enough to understand the film. A lot of people talk when they talk about Halloween and Michael Myers. Is he evil, or is he immortal, or is he evil, or is it nature versus nurture, or this or that? They tried to give you a story describing what happens, what makes a killer, what makes a serial killer, and you piss all over it. I'm ashamed. I am. I've had to hear this crap since Halloween came out. And, you're entitled to your opinion. If you don't like the movie, that's fine. But to say that he's not immortal in this one, so that's they went back and retroed everything. No, they didn't. To say that Michael Myers gave Corey his powers? No, they didn't. I mean, I don't know. I'll say it for the last time. I think people are too stupid to understand this film. There. That's it. I love Halloween Ends. I think it's a masterpiece. It is my favorite movie from last year. But you don't have to agree. And like Joe always says, this is just my positive spin, which I think is a brilliant way to end the videos. But you don't have to agree. That's okay. If you don't like the film, I'm okay with that. I'm just not okay with the stupidity. Get it together, people. You call yourself a part of the horror community, get it together. Don't forget to check out Joe's positive spin on Halloween Ends. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. Or don't. And until next time, peace.